Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Top Tier Talk. We had a week's hiatus. Chavez, take it away with arguably the greatest game in history.
Well, they wouldn't go that far, but yeah. Um, I don't even know how to begin with this game. So much happened, but I mean, I know everyone looked at it positively, and I'm going to do that. But I'll start with the negative of this game. We were cruising 2-0 up. It could have been more. Garnacho missed a good chance. It just even the commentators when they were trying to interpret the game, it just felt weird that it got to 2-2 because it didn't look like we even deserved to be at 2-2. I don't know how Leon did it. They were just clinical. And yeah, it was one of those ones where at 2-2, I thought this is it. We're probably going to go out now. And my main reason for that was Trey on Twitter. He is 16 and 0. 16 and 0. He's seen us not win 16 times. And like that is the most incredible streak. And I thought, yeah, this is it now. Because it was inexplicable. It didn't make sense how Leon came back. And then to make it even worse, the 10 men happened, which was a completely shocking decision. It wasn't red card. If that happened to Man United, we would have caused World War III about it. So that was poor from the ref. That's a rule change that needs to happen, by the way. It was a second yellow, which shouldn't have even been a yellow. It was a mistake from the ref, but it couldn't be overturned as it was a second yellow. That needs to be looked at, the rules. But either way, they got a man sent off and we went down 4-2. And at that point, I think it would have been, and I know it's a strange thing to say, but I think I can say it confidently, it would have been the worst moment since Fergie retired because what we would have reflected on is a season where we're, what, 14, 15, 16th, down somewhere at the lowest position we've ever seen. And in our generation, since Fergie left, especially, and also out of everything in April, which if you guys look back on the last 2, 3 years, we've always had something going for us. Two FA Cups, one we got to a final, so we had something to look forward to. And the year before that was Ten Hag's year, I believe, where we won Carabao. So there was always something happening for us. So this would have been a very early season ender and the mood would have been shocking. The atmosphere would have been dreadful. The negativity surrounding Man United, which I already complain about. I hate the negativity. I hate how looking at Man United is seen these days. Everyone gives their 2 pence about us in a negative light, and it's just not. It's not nice to see. That would have been at a level which you would have never seen before, worse than Ranić when he was there. So then obviously it's just hard. I don't know if you guys watched the game. I think the best angle to come out from is the BBC live commentary on the radio because we probably didn't see it through that lens. But I watched it. Obviously, I looked at all the commentaries. They announced one goal, they announced the Cobby goal, and were commentating on Cobby having scored, and it just went to Maguire. If anyone was listening into that on BBC, they would have thought, what is going on? It was just absolute carnage. And to be honest, I actually now believe in magic after that game at Old Trafford. I don't know how to describe it, but like I know we all like we try and come from tactical point of views and logic, but there's something about that stadium. There's something about the fans in that stadium. They really do have an influence over these players who I believe are very confidence-driven players, and it just all came into one big thing. And big massive praise to Maguire. He deserved it from all the commentators. What he's been through, obviously, it's still not great what the club is right now where we are. But that moment in itself, he deserves it for all the shit he's been through, even from fans like myself commenting on how poor he's been at times. So yeah, I was just quite taken aback by that game. I really felt unwell watching it. There wasn't a celebration. It was more of just what is happening to us as a fan base. What are they doing to us? Because it should have ultimately been a 3-0 win.
But as you said, like 2-0 up, and then obviously to throw that away, and then for them to go into 10 men and then take a two-goal lead. Like the fact that you scored three goals in extra time, like there's very rarely three goals in extra time full stop, let alone what like five goals and one team scoring three of them. That never
Yeah.
happens.
They usually see out penalties, don't they?
Yeah,
One or the
usually there's either one or two goals and it finishes in penalties. Like five is like unheard of. I don't think I've ever seen that in my life.
Yeah, a quick word on Leon, the player they had, which before this tie, I said he's the best player in the world, obviously exaggerating, but I did say he's probably the most technically or one of the most technically gifted players on the planet. And he passed his audition, flying colours, Rayan Cherki. Him and Bruno were the best players on the pitch. And you could argue over the two legs, he was almost better. Obviously, a very cocky guy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he said a lot against us. And I hope he knows that we are going for him. I believe we are. So he was brilliant. He's just a magician, and I don't know about the thing people say about how hard he tries and stuff. Obviously, he tried his best in this game because it mattered. So we don't know what it's going to be like in the physicality of our league. but he really did do well. And they even had that other winger that came on, I forget his name, Malik Fofana or something. He was absolutely brilliant when he came on. So they obviously had a reason for going up that much. We talk about Man United, but no one gives a French perspective. I thought they were brilliant. Considering they're 10 men, they really capitalized on everything they could have. So I can't imagine what happened in that dressing room after the game. That's when you start thinking, like you start believing in magic and fairy tales and theaters because you're sat in a stadium, you were 4-2 up, and it's just how are you sat there at 5-4? They must really be thinking even now. It will be something that will never leave them about this whole experience, the Lyon players.
And obviously, you mentioned comments and things spoken about in the media. Matic and Onana obviously going at it. What are your thoughts on that coming out the other side of this tie?
Yeah, I'm just glad for Onana, man, because Onana is coming to a point where the whole fan base collectively agrees that he needs to move on. Even I'm someone who has tried to support Onana, but the mistakes you make and the times you make them, they really do matter. And unless he can pull something out and, do something to get us to win the Europa League, because he has cost us stuff, as we've said many times on this podcast, he cost us the Champions League. I thought he was the sole blame for us not going through. So he needs to now do things in the other way. It's not just going to be a case of if Onana cruises along for the rest of the season, which to be fair can happen. It's not under the keeper's control how many shots they face. But if he just cruises through and it's just like you don't even notice him, I don't know if that's enough to have him at the club next season. I think he actually has to pull off something miraculous or some like amazing saves, some penalty save. He needs to be very deeply involved in us winning the Europa League for him to stay at this football
Do
club.
you need like a Troy Deeney moment, but Onana saving the penalty and
No, that
And Hoyland scoring the goal in the Europa League final? Is that what you
No,
need?
Dan, I don't need that. I don't want to die watching Man United because I'm getting to a point now where like it's so hard sometimes to watch us and like it's always that belief you have that we're going to come back because of things like this, and they'll always be there. But yeah, I mean, if you have any more questions about that game, I can go on because you could go on for years about that game. There's going to be documentaries on it, but the next game I
I
can
was
go
going to
to
say,
that if you.
are you happy to talk about the next two games?
I mean, for once, I actually didn't watch the Wolves game, and I watch every game. I was busy for that one, but from what I heard about that game, it was just a classic case of because I had people rating it, just Man United playing okay in the Premier League, not enough to lose, but still losing, not capitalizing on their XG and chances, and we lost 1-0. We had a kid play, Fredrickson, who came in, he did all right. I haven't seen him now because he didn't play in the next game, but that was that game, and that was a six-pointer, by the way, in terms of if we're fighting for 14th or 12th or whatever we're going for, because Wolves are right there with us. Now they're ahead of us. Now they're out of sight. So and Cunha interestingly played. I don't think he played that well in that game, but then following that game on, he was brilliant. As soon as he started getting more linked with us, don't know why he wants to come to us. He must really love Man United. So anyone who has that in them, they're more than welcome. But the game after that was against Bournemouth. Bournemouth are, I would say, astronomically clearer than us this season. I was expecting us to lose. So to come out with a draw was one more point than I thought we'd get. We could have even won the game, but it's just one of those ones where I think it's hard to judge Premier League games right now. I don't know. I don't know if these players realize half of them are in trouble of leaving. They don't play like their life depends on it in the league. They play as if they are in 17, 16 place with nothing to play for. The only issue is they might not be here for next season, so they really should be trying harder. Hoyland scored, which was good, but the stats don't favor Hoyland. Anything, any metric you have for Hoyland, that was his fourth goal of the season in the Premier League. It's just not gone well for him this season, and I think he will be moved on as well. I'm not sure what he can do from this point. I mean, he could win us the Europa League, but I just don't have confidence in him scoring a goal at the moment. Even with that one, we joked about it, it hit off him and went in, and
I
it's a bit of a
disagree. I
lucky
think
one.
he stuck his leg out. I think that was a good reaction. I think
Yeah,
without
it's
that,
Dan.
the
It's
keeper saves it.
with context of knowing how many games Hoyland does nothing in. It's just like eventually you're going to score one as a striker at a football club. That's how it feels. You chuck Elliot up there or someone, he'll eventually get a goal just by being in and
Ah,
around
better
that.
than Hoyland.
It's one of those ones. But yeah, aside from that, but there's not much to say about that game. Bournemouth, was there anything good about Bournemouth? I mean, yeah, I don't have anything to say more. I could talk about Cliver
So
and he didn't do anything.
Semenyo's goal was great.
Okay, yeah, some
He
that's
nearly
fair
scored a
enough.
good second as well, but
Yeah, Semenyo was good. Semenyo was bright. He was probably the better player on the pitch than everyone. But yeah, it was a flat game. I hate the camera, by the way. I don't think I hate a stadium more than Bournemouth one as a viewer from a
you should
cheap,
have a look at
well,
Bristol's. Go and have a look at Bristol's. That's
television.
10 times worse.
It does take away from the game. Like, it's really hard to focus on what's going on. It's hard to make out who has the ball and what's going on with that camera angle. And it's not about the stadium. All they have to do is just, I don't know, find a new spot, do
I'm
something
telling
creative.
you, you'd hate Bristol's more than Bournemouth. I'm
It's
telling you
not
that
an
for a
enjoyable
fact.
viewing experience, Dan, watching performance games.
I mean, I suppose moving on from that, I suppose Amir, a loss in the Conference League, but you did progress. You're against Djurgården on Thursday, and then two consecutive wins in the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, I was at that game. The best thing about that was the Warsaw, the Liège Warsaw fans. Yeah, didn't stop for 90 minutes. The flares, shirtless for most of the game. I mean, like the game itself was absolutely dull. We were crap. We put a strong team out and we still lost, so we got embarrassed. He did the opposite of what he's meant to do. Start with the youth and then bring on the experienced players. He did the opposite. So I don't know if that's like some Italian tactical play or he's just absolutely stupid. I can't tell you. And the Everton game, positives are we got the 3 points. Still competing for top four. I don't think we'll make it or top five. I hope we do, but
He beat Fulham
yeah,
as well, man.
we did beat Fulham as well in London Derby. You're right.
How's your level?
Yeah, we found our level. Well done, Elliot. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only positive Nicholas Jackson broke his 15 game duck or whatever it was. I mean, it was a good finish, and then we held on and we didn't concede. So I don't know how we did that. Chelsea not conceding in a game, but we did it, and a good comeback against Fulham. But
Man, what do you think of they've nicknamed him. I don't know if you know the nickname of Tyreek George, the bad Saka,
I know.
evil
No,
Met
Saka.
evil
Sorry,
Saka.
evil
Yeah.
Saka. Yeah.
I don't entertain it.
No, but like, is he
Uh,
good? Like,
He's
it's
better
funny. You
than
should
he
look it
will be
up.
better than Saka. I mean, there was something that came out that
What?
we wanted to loan him out. And Maresca actually decided to keep him, so I think that's really good and wanted
But
to
where has he come from? I've never even heard of the guy
the
at all.
academy,
exactly, yeah.
man. Academy player. I mean, Chelsea do have Cobham is the best for graduates, right? No other academy produces more players, like good players than us. Like, unless you guys got any. Go on, what are you gonna do? Who are you gonna say? Saka. That's it.
Cheeto, who went to United.
Who?
Who's Cheeto's not okay. Actually, I'm going to refrain from saying things about Cheeto.
Got
That's
anyone
not a
else?
win, though.
Skelly, Lewis
He hasn't
Skelly,
even done anything.
Is that it?
Max Doman,
So the Mark Gay.
Reece Nelson.
So he's no one. He has no one. The Mark
Okay.
Gays, the Fikayo Tomoris, the Tammy Abrahams. The this, that, the Callum Hudson, way more than you guys.
They
Come
put
on.
out good, like high volume
We
of
have a
good players.
great
Chelsea.
academy. Well,
Yeah.
we've dominated the Youth Cup for ages. But to me, there's something a bit more important than Chelsea, and that is Paris Saint-Germain. And I think it'll be a nice little segue onto tonight's game. And
He's
before
so
Elliot,
obsessed.
So obsessed, I
He doesn't
know.
even want to talk
There's
about
nothing
something.
else for
before,
Chelsea to
before
play
Elliot,
for, really. So
before
that's why
Elliot,
it's interesting with love.
before Elliot starts his little like talk and analysis or whatever he calls it these days. Um, Bonjour, PSG. No mercy tonight. No retreat. Allez, Paris. Bring Arsenal.
Embarrassing.
Bring Arsenal back.
Embarrassing.
Jesus Christ. It's like
Save
an
football
initiation into
save football from
Embarrassing.
save football
Madrid fan
from
last week,
save
PSG fan
football
this
from
week, and he'll be a Barca fan the week after next.
listen, mate. I know you're like gassed right now because you beat a poor Real Madrid side, but this
Okay.
is when you come against a proper team,
A proper team. Okay.
team.
So I'll see you next week when you say, oh, PSG aren't at their best. And then, yeah, we'll go
I'll
from
Well,
there.
start with the Madrid game. Second leg.
no,
You
we're
want to
not.
go for
I'm
it?
not finished yet.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not finished
exactly,
yet.
yeah.
No, oh, he needs to give a speech to
I'm not finished yet.
Paris.
Team talk. I'll get this out before the match. Don't worry about it.
Football needs to be saved, and I feel like PSG will do it, and if they're not, Barca will do it, or Inter will do it, because no other
No one will
fan
do it.
base apart from Arsenal's wants you to win this Champions League. An unbearable fan base, cringy, this that. No one wants you to win it, so
Okay. Okay.
we know what will happen. We know.
Okay.
We know what will happen. And
Okay.
Liverpool won the league as well, so that's
Yeah.
more egg on the face.
Congrats to Liverpool.
No,
Arteta in or out
not
El
congrats.
for the league.
Arteta in, 100%.
And
For
before
the
we do
league.
move on, if
Did
we
you
just
hear
talk
what he
about
just said?
Liverpool,
He
Did
wants
you
two
hear what
different
he just said?
managers.
He
He
said
wants two
Arteta
different
in or out.
managers.
No, he just said Arteta in or out for the league, just avoiding the Champions League.
before
If you
we
want Arteta
before we
UCL, and then
segue, I am shameless. I'm one of the most shameless fans. Going, Chavez. the Gary Neville comment. Are Liverpool clear than you? Are they finally more clear?
No, I agree with that thing he said. Man United are the biggest club in England, but Liverpool are the most successful club in England. I don't know if he said that, but yeah,
Cool.
I'll agree to that.
And segue to a team that think they're the most successful club in London, Arsenal.
Go on, Elcon,
Go on now.
Right.
Real Madrid.
Take it away. There you go.
Yeah,
Just finish
Real
yapping.
Madrid second leg. Yeah, Real Madrid second leg. Amir, you were there. Amir, you were watching it with me in the pub. We were having a great time. You were very
And was
upset
Dan not
about
there?
the.
I was also
Well, you
there.
were in
No, but you were
Spain.
yeah, but Dan's a neutral fan. He doesn't really like. He's not really phased about whether or not we win or not. Whereas you are like every other fan base in the world other than Arsenal. So it was quite nice to see it and watch it with you to see you get upset about the results. Yeah, look, what can we say? It was great game, 2-1. Um, Nice to see Martinelli score at the Bernabeu. Nice dip on them. He's the true Brazilian left wing. A mistake from Saliba. Obviously, that same exact mistake happened in the Crystal Palace game as well. He needs to learn some composure. Um,
They
but
said
other
about
than
the
that,
league needs composure, yeah.
I've seen the lineup for tonight. To be fair, because the Real Madrid, like, it's done. There's no. We
Can you
leave that in
name
the
us a
past now
lineup, yeah?
because
Both team
we,
lineup? Yeah, I think it's a
can,
good. We can react to it.
well, the lineup, yeah, Raya in goal,
Both of them. Go.
Timber, Kivior, Saliba, Luis Skelly. And then this is what I like. We've got Rice and Marino, and then Odegaard, and then we've got Martinelli, Trossard, and Saka. I think that's great because obviously
The best
Partey's having to
striker at
miss
the
this
club
game.
isn't starting a striker.
No, well, Partey's at one of the best midfielders in the entire competition. It has to miss this game because of some
And
stupid goal. It doesn't reset.
and Odegaard. But
Is
okay,
that
right.
Pedro,
That's stupid as
Oh,
well.
Partey's such an idiot. The yellow
No, but
card.
that's also stupid because Real Madrid would have had some of their players back in because they picked up yellows because they played the extra game. So you can't have your cake and you can't eat it. So that's
Yeah,
you can't have it both
I
ways.
can actually, and I do. I want.
Well, I mean, Odegaard dropped a stinker as well. So
He
good luck
did.
to
Oh yeah, that guy was very annoying that game. He was really kind of like he's just not got that kind of oomph into him where like if it's like a 50-50 challenge, for example, he'll just kind of back out of it. He's not kind of he seems to be when he's come back from this injury, he's kind of like protecting almost his injury that he's already caused with the ankle. So he's almost like there's no point getting involved with the nitty and gritty of what needs to be done as a number 10 in my opinion. So I think PSG fans obviously big up that Vitinha, their midfielder. So it's going to be like a big battle between obviously those guys as well. I'm hoping Rice continues to perform as he does normally, which is obviously a given. Have you seen his previous games? He's been achieving like a green rating every single game for the past like 10 games. Fantastic. Let's keep that up. Marino, the best number 9 in the entire world at this moment in time.
who's playing in midfield.
He's playing him in field, but he's going to score a goal. And I reckon we're going to win 2-0 tonight.
Oh, no
And
one even asked. Okay.
PSG have got Doué, Dembele, and the second best Georgian footballer, Kvaratskhelia, on the left. So
After who?
Chakvetadze. So you reckon those three aren't going to score against you?
Yeah, you're going to keep a
Against
clean sheet
Kivior,
against that.
Kivior and Lewis Skelly are going to keep out.
That's the
Doué.
unbiased one. Is more of a PSG fan. I think.
Yeah, what's going on, Dan?
Yeah, Dan.
No,
Dan,
I just disagree with the nil.
it's fine.
I,
No,
I,
it's fine. Listen, look, you can have your own opinions. You can obviously hold like Arsenal to this low standard that you believe that they can't go ahead and potentially win this game, even though we've proven it against big teams already in both the group stage and this obviously to get to the semi-final. We've beat one of the biggest teams, if not the biggest team in the competition. But yeah, you guys are still like you're like they're too good for you. We're gonna lose. Blah blah blah.
oh, no,
It's fine.
wasn't
I'll see you after the
Would
game.
you not prefer that? I'm sorry, but would you not prefer being the underdog?
We're not the underdog though.
But
We're
would you
actually
not
predicted to
prefer
be the
that? Would you
champions
not
of it. But
prefer
you guys
everyone
are
to
just
be
haters.
against you? Just like
We're not the
against,
underdog.
just like
PSG are the
against
underdog
Real
tonight.
Madrid. All right, why are you getting all riled up? Even like against Real Madrid, you're
I'm
the
not
underdog,
to get wound up.
and
I'm protecting my team.
Like, what's the matter if you're the underdog or not? I don't know why you're getting so vexed over it. I don't get it.
I
We're
was
not
gonna,
the
I was,
underdog.
I was
Or you're
gonna
like, oh,
say,
Oh,
everyone's counting us out. Everyone wants us to lose. No shit, it's football, man. Everyone's got like rivals and
He's
stuff.
put your niggas in a twist.
No, because I don't get it. Like, oh, everyone wants us to lose. Oh, Arsenal, someone help us. Oh, feel sorry.
I
Bro, you're the
mean,
underdog.
PSV
I'm
fan,
proving
Real
everyone
Madrid
wrong.
fan, shush.
No, I
Listen, we're
don't
gonna
get it.
beat
Honestly,
PSG tonight.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get your.
You don't need to get it. You just have to watch greatness
I
unveil
have-
Especially when
itself
it's
in
3-0 as
48
well. It's
minutes, sunshine.
absolutely.
I will say that the last time PSG haven't scored a goal in a game was at the start of December. So again,
And we did
that
beat
is
him
an
2-0
offensive
as
league.
well in the group stage.
That was before that, but yeah.
oh, I have a question, mate. So
Go
you're.
for it,
Oh,
mate.
sorry, go on, Dan. Go on.
Oh no, I was going to say I don't think it'll be. I don't disagree with the fact you'll win. We saw against Villa, like they have weaknesses and they have obvious weaknesses. Like for Villa to come as close as they did, that was a great game of football. But
Mhm.
Mhm.
I just don't think it'll be to nil. I think it'll be probably a similar game to the Villa game, just
Okay.
not as 50-50, not as a PSG dominant and Arsenal
Yeah.
dominant. I reckon it'll be quite an end-to-end game.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
no, it's
I
fine.
think if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
take a 1-0 loss to the Pas de France, whatever it is, it'll be very good for you.
It's the
Doesn't know
same
his
guy
own
who said
stadium.
if you take a loss at Real Madrid at home, you'll be fine going into their thing.
Bit of
Anyway,
What's
deja
wrong with
vu
it's
for
that?
fine.
What's
Real.
wrong with that? You won.
That's
What's
fine.
wrong?
That's fine. Relax.
What's
Look,
wrong with me
Amir.
predicting
It's
against you?
okay. Amir, I got
I
an
don't get it.
Arsenal top.
We
Amir, what
both
colour do you
started
want? I
winning
got
on the
red. I got
Champions League. We
yellow.
weren't
I
the
got
favourites.
blue.
We
What
weren't the
top do you want for
favourites,
when
so
we
no
win
one
the
started
Champions League?
crying. We didn't start.
What?
I didn't
I
start
got
crying.
Tierney on the back. I got Martinelli on the
I don't know
back.
why you
Oh
cry.
God.
Like you cried the
Oh,
fact that
oh.
people like talk against you. Like I don't get it.
I'm not
Uh,
crying. I'm
what
just
I'm
surprised
impact?
by the basically the amount of just abuse that Arsenal get over the fact that we
Abuse?
aren't are we contenders to win this
You're
competition?
victimizing yourself again.
Are we
Everyone's a
go
contender.
no,
What's
but
left?
are we the biggest? Okay, so then let's say you go
What, do you
into
just want to be known as the favourites? Because you be
we are the
is there an
favourites.
ego trip? Is there an ego trip like that?
We are no. You're putting us down though. You're saying you just said if I would I take a 1-0 loss to go to the Parc des Princes?
I just said it's my opinion as a football man. It's not bad to take it to the away leg. That's all I said.
That's a Chelsea fan though. That's a Chelsea fan mentality.
Because I don't want you to win. I don't
All
get it.
right. Oh, I was going to
um,
ask you, what impact do you think Butler Oyedeji will have off the bench for Arsenal today? He's on your bench.
I
Made
will.
his Premier League debut against Palace, didn't he?
And what about Henry Francis? Basically, I'm trying to tell you, your bench, I was just comparing the benches. There's not much going. You have one less registered player than PSG on there. And in general, they're clear. Barcola, Zara Emery, Gonzalo Ramos,
Carlos
they've
on the
got
bench.
Hernandez, and then Arsenal just have nothing.
That's fine.
I will also add to this, Elliot. According to Sky Bet, there are other betting companies available, and obviously bet responsibly. You are third in the Champions League favourites: Barca, PSG, Arsenal, and then Inter.
No, I was gonna
I
start
So
can't
crying.
wait.
There you
I
go.
can't wait.
There you
So
31st of
go.
May when we win this
Dan's gonna start.
competition
Dan, he's
to
gonna
just
start crying
slam
against Sky
dunk
Bet now,
and
isn't he?
just
That's what it is.
oh, it'd be
Victimizing
fantastic.
himself. Victimizing himself.
Can I ask you a question? What
Go for
result
it.
do you think today would mean in your mind that, oh, we're out of the Champions League? What would you have to lose by today?
Lose, just lose.
Yeah, no,
Give him
no.
one
What
nil
if
loss.
you lost today, you'd be out of the Champions League?
I think so.
Really? Okay, that's right. No, nah.
They're scared, aren't
Even
they?
if you lost one
That's how
nil, I
scared he
think it's
is. That's scared
The thing is
mentality.
you lose 1-0 at home though. This is a home place. When you go
nah. But
into
you
like
won
obviously
at
their place,
No
Madrid.
they're
away legs. There's no away goals, man. It's fine.
he's
Look at
scared
United.
of the French.
United away against PSG. Didn't you win 3-1 and you went through? Do you remember?
No,
Rash.
PSG the way they are. If Arsenal lost 3-0 today, would you write them off from the next leg? Because I don't think I
Yes,
would.
absolutely. 3-0, absolutely, man.
I think 4-0, yeah, but not 3.
Why
Amir,
not
did you
3?
write off Madrid when we beat them 3-0?
Huh?
Nah,
What
to
was
be
your
fair,
question? I
Amir
didn't hear
did.
you.
Amir
I
did
did run.
actually.
I
Yeah.
did. Do you remember our last look? He's quiet now.
Fair enough. That.
It's
Yeah,
so
yeah, man,
quiet.
like, very well, fair enough.
No, and then I publicly shamed Real Madrid for their remontada nonsense because they became more cringy than you. They're the
They
cringiest
did.
fan
Yeah,
base,
they were, they were.
and then afterwards it'll be you guys. But
No,
Okay.
I was definitely loving their videos, thinking the next time that happens to us, we'll do this.
He's sitting there rubbing his hands together,
oh,
What are
waiting for
your
the
predictions,
tweets.
what do
Dan?
you
You're
think?
the unbiased Arsenal
What
fan.
do you
What are your
think if
predictions?
you're being an honest fan, like
Okay.
an honest, so you head screwed a football fan, will be the score tonight, and how do you think it'll play out? Do you think it's a 0-0? Do you think it's a goal fest based on how both teams play? What do you think?
I think, in my honest opinion, I think it'll be a 3-1 Arsenal. But in my biased opinion, I want it to be like a nil for them. I don't want them to score, so a
And
2-0
what
in
makes
my
you
biased
think you
opinion.
guys will the free? Like, what is it? Who's your main outlet tonight? Who's it? Saka? Is it
Yeah,
from Trossard? Is it Martinelli? Is
it's
it
all of the
midfield?
attack. I think
What battle are you
every
winning?
position has one is a fantastic like outlet. There's not one weak position in that team. I don't think personally,
For
and
you
it's
guys,
nice to be able to have that team like that kind of stadium morale as well. The fact that like I know obviously you guys call it cringe and whatever, but obviously when our club's asking our fan base to basically be on top of it for 90 minutes, I think that's a big boost. And then it obviously demoralizes the PSG players as well. Because in my opinion, when I watched the PSG Villa game, I thought PSG looked very demoralised when the Villa obviously I thought Villa were very loud against them and it just kind of ruined their kind of state a bit and it nearly worked for Villa but I think that's what we can do today.
Oh, I'll give you my humble prediction. I think the best player at your team in your team is not playing today because of the yellow card.
Yeah.
So I think you will lose today. I actually think you'll lose 2-1, but you will win the second leg when he comes back, and you'll win 3-1. Let's say 3-1. That result you're saying will happen in PSG. I just think you'll miss out on Partey today, and there'll be too much for you.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I think
That's why I asked
PSG
you the
will go
question about
through. I
losing
think
and
PSG
coming
will
back.
go through, to be honest with you.
What'd you say, man?
I think PSG honestly will go through. I think PSG look better. I think they play
What's going to
better.
happen tonight, man?
I won't be surprised if it's a 0-0.
Oh, yeah,
But your
maybe.
head wants a 4-0 PSG.
Yeah, his
My
head
head
wants a
and my head
10-0 PSG.
realistic. My head wants Arsenal to be thumped out and out tonight if I could. Through a
Dan, what
red
do you
card.
think as an Arsenal fan who's not an Arsenal fan?
I think 2-2 or a 3-0 is what I reckon it will go to a goal fest. I genuinely think it will be.
And
The
then
fact
second leg?
Saka will miss a penalty and Arsenal get knocked out.
Really? Why am
Ah,
I the only one who thinks you're going to go through NL?
Yeah.
because you're the only one every time that predicts the other
It'll be the
something.
same again. I'm watching it.
But
Like next
but
next
Elliot,
week. Next week we'll go to the semi-finals. We'll beat PSG. And it'll be the exact same conversation where we were in the final where we say, "I think Barcelona or Inter are going to beat you." It'll be the same conversation.
Oh, I promise you now, I will only say that if Inter get to the final. If Barca get there, I'll see you win.
but Elliot, here's
Yeah,
the
but
thing: it's deja
Inter's
vu.
Barca fan.
Amir's called a loss, and you won last time. So what's the problem?
Yeah, mate, you're saying the opposite, mate.
Yeah,
Amir's a trait. Amir's a trait.
Yeah, Amir is Arsenal's version of United Trey.
Didn't I say Arsenal going
Just,
through in this against Madrid anyway?
I think you predicted
I
that.
don't know.
I think you said one
Yeah,
nil,
yeah,
and
I did.
I was going to Chavez
Because I
predictions.
said, Dan, I said the only team that can take him out is Inter from the start. So,
Chavez
It's a
predictions from
low
you
block,
quickly
isn't it?
before we finish about United's game in the week.
oh, we're playing. Oh, yeah, Bilbao, who are missing like the main striker or something. But it's in Spain, and Spain, just the fact that it's in Spain, we don't acclimatize well. So I think 1-1 would be an incredible result. Take it back to the theatre.
And Amir, Chelsea are playing in the week. If you say nothing but 5-0, you're embarrassing.
Who are you playing?
Jurgarden or Jurgarden or
What?
Who?
something like that. You
In the
know,
semi-final? Garden.
Why are you bringing down Garden?
What country
What?
are they from, man? What country are they from?
your garden.
Sweden.
Oh,
Sweden.
he knows. He knows. I'm not going to lie to you. That is the first time I've heard of this team's name, and they're in the semi-final of the Conference League. But Amir, you
All
can
right,
play
you guys
Anthony
can
in the
laugh at the
final.
Conference League, but if we win the Conference League, we're the most successful football club in Europe. We've won every single
Oh,
European trophy possible known to us. Every competition we've won. Who else can say that? Arsenal
I'll
can't say
see you in the
that.
Super Cup in August, buddy.
We'll see you in the Super Cup in
Amir,
August,
are
buddy.
you playing in the Super Cup because you won a European trophy? Oh, you wait, the first spot in the Europa League. At least you get that confirmed.
Why are you
And,
laughing?
and,
You're in like 18.
Uh,
Why are you laughing? You lost the league to a dead Liverpool side.
uh, why are you laughing?
And why are you
Yeah,
laughing,
Conference
man.
Jack
League.
Patate?
we're set for another season in the championship. Yeah,
Dan, to
nice.
be fair though, I might come to you for tickets to watch Wrexham Watford. I think that'll be a good tie.
That'll be absolute limbs from Deadpool in the away end when we inevitably lose 3-0.
Deadpool.
Can't wait for it. I mean, we'll see you next week when you three could be in tears or all three could be ecstatic. We very rarely have a week where all teams win. So until next time, goodbye.